This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
The Memorial Day event starts now at Florida's #1 volume Subaru store, Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy a new Subaru today with financing as low as 0% APR, or lease a new Outback for only $278 a month. Shop SPPLove.com.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Blink, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Blink. Be the maestro of your own home.
Come on in to Toyota of Hollywood, where curiosity and extraordinary deals await you. Your golden ticket buys a 2025. Come on in to Toyota of Hollywood, where curiosity and extraordinary deals await you. Your golden ticket buys a 2025 Corolla, not $26,000, $17,988. And we've got sweet deals with 0% financing for 72 months, 0 down. Enter our world of wonder, and we'll show you why we're the #1 volume Toyota dealer. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 18 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive the new Acura RDX. Only $399 a month during our 18th anniversary sale.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 18 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive the new Acura Integra. Only $239 a month during our 18th anniversary sale.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're tuning in. Thank you. Whenever you are tuning in to the program, welcome aboard on a Thursday, May 21st, 2026. It is day number 19,121 since our beloved Miami Dolphins were world champions. Day number 8,904 since the Miami Hurricanes were national champions, and day number 4,717 since the Heat were world champions. Welcome aboard. Hang in there for those of you in New York City where you've got rivers running through. Wow. 6 inches of rain in that place. Did you see that scene where that woman gets off the subway and she slips on the sidewalk, and it's like this water that was like, going through, and it just swept her and took her. And we don't know how far she went. We have no idea if they recovered her. Like, give me the end of the drama. Like today, when I sit down to watch The Mandalorian and Grogu, I'm going to see the end of the movie. I didn't get to see the end. What happened to her? She just slide and no way. And I have no idea where she went. She just was sliding, slippity slide all the way in your 9 to 5. She just sailed on. That's what she did. And I have no idea what happened to her. I'm there, popcorn. What happened? I don't know. It's crazy stuff. Don't do this to me. I'm watching a movie and I don't get to see the ending. Did she end up in a sewer? Did she end up in New Jersey? It's all the same. I don't know what happened. Inquiring minds want to know. Anyway, good Thursday morning. Hope you all are doing well out there, except for those of you in New York City, of course. That's a whole different ballgame there. Do you become human aquariums inside the subway? Because, I mean, if the streets are flooded, then I would imagine the subways are, underwater. So you take your snorkel, I don't know. How do you do that over there? It's kind of weird. It's the place you visit to have a lot of fun. It's not the place you live. Sorry, New Yorkers. That's why we have the 6th borough here. Because y'all leave there. We don't leave here to go there. Y'all leave there to come here. Anyway, so hang in there, folks. And it's only going to get worse. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? We got some stuff going on. A couple of Dolphin things to talk about. Congratulations to HN. Remember we were talking about it yesterday with Furones that I was saying, well, what's going on, bro? They don't have the money. They got to wait till June 1st. Apparently, they had enough money. Furones thought that they had enough money that they could still do it. So he had a better feeling for that on that. I thought maybe they had to wait till June 1st, but no. I guess they found the money. I guess they dotted all the I's and crossed the T's and finally got it. He was going to sign. Now, you'll see him take the field a little faster. That's all I'm saying. He could be banged up. That could be the truth. There's no doubt about that. It's probably the truth. But there was no way he was going to take the field until he signed that contract officially. Give me my $32 million guaranteed before I take the field again. Okay? That's what I would say. And there you go. Anyway, welcome aboard, folks. All right. So good job. That's it's money, you guys. I mean, it's kind of expected that he was going to sign. So it's not a big deal. But they got it done already. Now we'll see what happens on June 1st with any of the other guys looking for deals. We shall see what we shall see. At that point, remember, they did draft some linebackers. Hairy situation. Do you just want to keep this going for a little bit to see how all the other I'll give you an example, a very big example. Zach Thomas came in and immediately made Jack Del Rio dispensable. And I don't think that's going to happen to the current guys now because this is such a young team and it's going to struggle. But it could minimize one of the two if Jacob takes off. So they have to see what they've got and they've got to see what's going on. So who knows how much this thing, drags on for the guys that are looking for new contracts. We shall see. We shall see. But it's good at least that HN got his deal done. Now I would imagine that he could be out there on the field, even with the red jersey or something, whatever. I'm just saying. It's a possibility that he could be out there because if it is a shoulder, nobody's going to hit him. There's no hitting going on. It's like yesterday, some audio came out and talking about Chop was setting the edge. Well, nobody's setting an edge right now. There's no physicality going on, dude. You're actually not playing football. You're not hitting people. You're not blocking people. So you're not really setting an edge. Okay? And when quarterbacks are passing, they're passing with total confidence that there is really no pass rush. No one's going to hit you. You don't have to worry about anything. You just got to worry about the throw. And that's not how it goes for real in the NFL, as you all know. Okay? somebody breaks free and you see it with your peripheral vision if you're not Ryan Tannehill, but every other quarterback sees it, and then that breaks up anything and whatever play you had. Now you've got to move and you got to reset again to throw quickly before that pass rusher gets to you. And that now it's a completely different play. And now it throws the timing off. Now it throws a route off. Now it throws everything off. And now you've got to adjust. That doesn't happen right now. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen where the pocket in the middle caved in a little bit. And instead of a 3, you're going to have to take a 4.5 step drop or 5 to then try to get rid of it. And how much does that take off the route and the timing and all that? These are all of the things that happen in a game constantly that a quarterback has to adjust to that you'll never adjust to in practice, because everything's always great in practice. You know, defender's always going to look like he's in the right place and all that. That doesn't mean that he's going to make the play, as you all know. And that's why it's kind of silly, some of the overreactions that happen. And we'll get into the hot button topic that the coach was addressing too, also with his team and with the media too at the same time. Let's get to our 3A graphics sports calendar. And last night, man, the Thunder evened up their series in the Western Conference Finals, 122-113. SGA with 30 points, 9 assists, 2 blocks. Wemby had 21 points, 17 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 blocks. And game 3 will be on Friday, and the Spurs are favored by 2.5 at home. The over and unders 215.5. Thunder plus 110, Spurs minus 130. I like the Thunder in this one. The Spurs favored by 2.5. I like taking the Thunder in this game because they're going to want to take that game back. Yeah, they're going to want to take that game back. We'll see. What else? Tonight is the Eastern Conference Finals, and will the Cavs even it up in New York as the Knicks are favored by 6.5. The over and unders 216.5. Cavs plus 195 on the money line. Knicks minus 240. I wouldn't touch this game, but if I had to bet, I'm probably laying the points. You know me, I like to wait for live anyway, and I wait for my opportunity. That's how I play it. But I mean, if I had to pick something, I'd lay the points because I still think the Knicks will win this series when it's all said and done. Sunday, Inter Miami returns to the pitch, and they are favored against Philadelphia, who they're hosting at New Stadium. Inter minus 275 on the money line. Philly plus 600 on the money line. And in Dolphins news, Devon Achane officially signs his contract, which makes him a very rich man. Good for him. Well-deserved. And one more thing. It's not sports, but it's Star Wars. It's just as important as sports. Mandalorian and Grogu debut in the studios today. That is our 3A Graphics sports and entertainment calendar. Please reach out to my guy, Alan Blanco, if you're looking for custom printing and embroidery for your company, corporation, school, whatever entity, whether it's just T-shirts with the logo and whatever it is, you got a picnic going, a field trip, whatever, or uniforms or hats or shirts or whatever it is that you need for your business. 3A Graphics can produce it for you. You do all of that through Zoom and email, and they ship it to you right away. So call my guy, Alan Blanco. Reach out to the owner, 786-618-1443. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As for the markets, what do we have going on? Well, we're still in the Bondi zone. We're at 50,003, so everything's great. Dolphins are going to win the Super Bowl. Marlins are going to win the World Series. Panthers, well, they were going to win the Stanley Cup anyway next year. They don't really need the Bondi rule. But everybody else, Inter Miami will win another cup. Canes will win the national championship. As long as we're over 50, we've got the Bondi rule. She's a Florida girl. It's what she says. We're in. But the Dow is up 2 points. We're at 50,011, baby. climbing. The S&P 500 is down 26 points, and the NASDAQ is barely up a third of a point. Again, markets have been rock solid considering the hell that is reaping upon us. So pretty good overall, gotta say. And as for Bitcoin, we are now at 76,873. So we're down about 0.5% today. All right. Let's see what we got on the chat board. Don't forget, smash the hell out of the like button. It's very important you smash the like button. You can also make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo. You can use the QR codes right there, and you can make a donation. You can send in your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of good stuff. We always appreciate that. Thank you. The great Oscar Rojas is number 1 out in Melbourne. Thank you, sir. Smash that like button. We got Scott in the house. He's also smashing it, and the like button too. We got Jeff in Long Island out there. We got the Big Johnson. We got Kosa. We got Gus 1388. We got Ray Varnegas. He says, time to make the dandy donuts. There you go. Get me a honey dip. Need a honey dip. Lenny Pena. Good morning, Big O Sean. Shai is too good of a player for to be such a foul baiting merchant. The guy fell to the floor after almost every shot attempt with barely any contact. That's the league. That's the league. The league does that. Blame Vlade Divac. That's patient 0. Okay? That crazy smoking Serb, right? I think he's a Serbian, right? I'm not sure. But that crazy ass smoking Serb, he's the guy that came into the league and brought the football thing to the NBA. Blame all the flopping on Vlade Divac. That's where it all started. That bastard came into the league, stunk it up with all that nicotine he was smoking in all the locker rooms everywhere, and then started flopping. And ever since Vlade did that, it's like a disease. It spreads. We should have come up with a vaccine for it or something. Unfortunately, the disease is there, and we can't do anything about it. But it's all on Vlade. So whenever you see Vlade Divac, punch him in the face. That would be my suggestion. All right? Punch him in the face and say, you bastard, you brought flopping to the NBA. Before you, there was never any flopping. Men fell to the ground. Now we've got bitches flopping to the ground, but this is kind of the way it goes. It's Vlade's fault. Punch him in the face when you see him. Miles Deep is in the house. He's out in Vegas. It's hot over there in Vegas. By the way, soon, well, it's already started, but you, when property values drop even more in the near future, Vegas, baby. That happened, I don't know how many years ago it was. Maybe 7, 8, 9 years ago, there was a real estate crash, and you could get condos close to the strip and everything at really good prices and all that. I think it's going to happen again. So if you want to hang out with Miles Deep in cool ass Vegas, I know it's hot, but it's awesome to hang out in Vegas. It's coming. It's coming. The investment of a lifetime is coming very soon. Prices are already dropping, but they're going to drop even more all over the country. But Vegas is always one of those places, very transitory. So things will appear. So if you want to hang out with Miles Deep, your opportunity is coming. Just got to be patient. Wait a little bit more. Let's see. Scott is Thirsty Thursday. He says he's going to drink today all day. He's going to day drink. Okay. But he's waking and baking first. And Miles Deep is feeling it, but he's in Vegas. I mean, that's, that right when you're in Vegas, you want to Eddie Murphy, you want to party all the time. Let's see what else. Sackman says send Austin Jackson on a Greyhound bus out of Miami. The new regime should have cut ties with him. What is it? Bro is so useless. Yeah, we've been talking about this issue. Okay. Now people are catching up to us since, we're not only talking about this issue, but also with Caden, how it doesn't make sense what they're doing, having Austin Jackson. Everybody else is catching up to us here, but, that's normal. That's normal. Jay Bird is in. Love you, brother. Appreciate you. What else? Jamie Zorre out in San Jose. Thank you, sir. Planning on watching Mondo and Grogu on IMAX? Yes, I'm gonna watch it on that 360 one. Let's see what else. Pat Astro says 6 inches of quick flowing water can move a car. Turn around, don't drown. Exactly. That's right. Did you see that woman? She fell. It was turbo, bro. If she never went whitewater river rafting, she was the human river rafter. Okay? All right? That's a video. That's a video right there. And again, if you have an update, did they find her? Did she land in the Atlantic Ocean? What happened? Did she land in the Hudson? Not sure. Did she end up with the rats in the sewer? Or the subway? Not sure. Did rats take her? I don't know. We want to know what happened to that woman. Chad is in the house. He's 90 miles from Cuba. Ty in the Bronx. Brian Landis. Oh, my mom tells me that I'm as handsome as Grogu. Yeah, I would say so. Why not? Grogu is a very handsome young man. Yeah. Definitely. You guys, do you notice the Mandalorian hanging out back there? Like he's right behind the Eiffel Tower. He's stashed. So you got to pay attention to all the little things that are everywhere, So you got to focus because there's all kinds of things all over the place in the studio. Really, if I wasn't such a lazy bastard, which I am, I'm supposed to tear all this down and like put all kinds of shelves and stuff and widen the picture a little bit more. I have a second camera that I want to add for a 2-shot, and that way it shows a little bit more of the studio. And I have so much other stuff that I want to display, and I can't. Sucks. Don't forget, folks, use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off at Canes, where they got anything and everything with the Canes logo on it. They got Dolphins gear. They got Marlins gear, Panthers gear, Inter Miami gear, Miami Heat gear. They got all kinds of stuff. Championship stuff still from the Panthers. Maybe there's stuff left over from Inter Miami. Messi shirts, whatever you're looking for. They've got it there. Hats. Dude, I have so many hats from them. It's ridiculous how many hats I have from Caneswear. So online at caneswear.com, and you get free shipping when you go over $99, or when you go in person use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off. There you go. All right. Oh, what else? What else? What else? It's a smooth 70 degrees right now. Just moved to a nice condo here. Bigger space. Rent is cheaper. 1,200 square feet, $1,400 a month. See what I'm telling you? Rent is cheaper because there's more available now. Because people are, there's foreclosures going on all over the country right now. We lead the country, by the way. Florida is number one in foreclosures. So those of you that want to move to Florida, you can get better deals now. Yeah. And it'll get better. The deals will get even better because property values are gonna go down in a lot of places. Everywhere, pretty much. But yeah. Yes. Miles Deep will be seeing Go Gru today. There you go. Big O, you think by the time Achane is done in Miami, will he be the all-time leader Dolphin rushing yards and TDs? Yeah, he could be. For sure. Yeah, if he plays out this contract and he continues at the pace that he's at, for sure, dude. Yeah, let's hope so. That would be cool. That would be actually really cool because fans deserve having a couple of Dolphins that hang around for 10, 15 years, maybe a Dolphin that retires here, maybe somebody that, a generation can grow up with. Achane's a beautiful human being. He's a good dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Not just a fantastic player, but he's also a really good human being. You never hear any issues from him. It would be nice to have a couple of Dolphins that actually hang around here for a while, man. I'm glad Zach Sealer has hung around, and I hope he stays. I hope he gets to grow old here. Really. I think it's important to have people like that associated with your franchise. I know you can't do it with everybody, but I think there are certain people that if they embrace the culture or they embrace the city and the team, even though there's some changes with the hierarchy, well, some people should stick around because they're important to the community in that sense of the sports community. And if you're not a good team, having transitory player movement constantly is not good. If you're not a good franchise, you should try to become a good one, and you become a good one by creating anchors and people that will represent your franchise the right way year in and year out, no matter who the boss is. And that's a Zach Sealer, and that's a Devon Achane. Those are people that are going to represent you the right way, dude. And they're going to play hard for you, and they can fit pretty much any scheme that you want because they're such good players. Why not keep some of these people around? We haven't been doing a very good job of that lately. We haven't seen our football team actually keep people around for a generation. And that used to be a more of a norm. And I think it's actually really important. Look at Kansas City. They've had Mahomes, Kelsey, and Smith forever there. Pillars. I think pillars are important. And if you find one, hang on to that pillar, man, and keep building around the pillar. Don't keep losing people that are leaders and proven winners and productive and great citizens in your community, all those kind of things. So, yeah, I hope that he does make it through this contract and gets another one and becomes the all-time leading rusher in TDs and yards. And gets into the Ring of Honor and all those kind of things. We need that, man. We need that. We haven't had, at least let's have some of that. So kids can grow up with a guy that they can associate with every year instead of such roster turnover on a consistent basis. And you don't end up keeping your good young players and things like that. Yeah, I'm with you there, man. I hope so. I have an animated Goguru and had to hide him on a shelf because my cat was eating his ears. Cats, man, they're awesome, but they live by their own rules. That's for damn sure. That is for damn sure. Miami Sports Collector, thank you, sir, for the love and the super sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you for the super chat. Thank you for supporting us as always. You can also make a donation through Cash App or Venmo. We love the super chats and we appreciate them immensely. But we encourage Cash App or Venmo because we get 100% over there. YouTube takes 30, just in case you don't know. But thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Very nice. I love the stickers. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Scott says he's 8 shots down with this half gallon of Jameson. LOL. Damn. The Dolphin season hasn't started. You don't need to do that. Has your Dolphin Hall of Fame banner been updated? No, they didn't make this one at the Hall of Fame. I asked when I went there for the Zach one, and they did not update it. So I could not buy it. If you guys know that one's been updated, send me the link. If you find that banner, that logo, okay? If you find that banner with that logo and the same thing with Zach's number to it, please, please, please send me the link. Okay? I will buy it right away. Right away and replace it. Right away. Would love it, man. I was so pissed. I was also pissed I couldn't get this. I asked them, hey, I bought this for the Merino one. And they said, no, we didn't make it for this class. And I love this thing, man. I love this thing. When I went for Merino, I was so pissed I didn't go for JT. So I was going to be there for Zach for sure. And I don't know who's next. That's why I'm saying let's keep some of our guys around. By the way, that's a great segue. If you keep him and he continues and he becomes your all-time leading rusher and all that stuff, then the next step, it's not just Ring of Honor, it's maybe Hall of Fame. I would love that, man. God, that would be fantastic. I'll be like 70-something when I go, or 80 when he gets in. Let's see, what else do we have? I got my A-Chan rookie card already. Nice. There you go. Nice. What's an A-Chan rookie card go for? Can't be a lot of money right now, right? Pat in Nashville says, as I was filming the video I just sent you, he started trying to eat Goguru again. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. George Ramirez, thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. He says, just showing some love coming your way, and that's very nice of you. Appreciate the generosity, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the comment, very much appreciated. Thank you. And we were there yesterday at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, hanging out with Alan and the boys. And by the way, I also got more news yesterday to strengthen the Miami Hurricanes post-game show. Got one of our title sponsors added to it, so looking forward to that. So it's good. It continues to grow. I'm working on adding and growing the Canes broadcast this year because we want to, go all out for the Canes. They deserve it. And I'd rather focus more on that this year than anything else. So we'll focus, obviously I'll follow the Heat and and the Panthers and all that kind of, and Inter Miami and all that. But Dolphins and then especially Canes, those things are going to be center. Although we're not going to give the coverage of the Dolphins like we've had in the, as you know, I started trimming it back last year, and then this year will be the same. It'll be light, but at least we'll cover it like always. But I'm focusing a lot on really covering the Canes and putting together a pre and a post game show for that this year. So appreciate it. And by the way, for those of you out there, if you want to join our platform and you want to be a sponsor, that's our business line right there. If you have a business and you want to promote it and you want to be part of our Canes broadcast, which was getting a lot of traction last year, and I'm sure it's going to get more traction this year, bring it on. Join us at 786-754-4664. Leave a message, send me a text, and we'll get back to you, and we appreciate you. Thank you. Scott says, I'm definitely getting an HN jersey this year. Miles Deep says, fun fact, all the theaters out here don't have arcades. They have bars now, LOL, so you can sip and watch your movie. Don't recommend drinking in a 4DX. Drink went everywhere. Hard to down the beverage, yeah, because everything's moving and all that. Yeah. That's funny. John Padilla, thank you, sir. Thank you. The Dolphins are 30,000-1. Well, yeah, dude, they're not even gonna sniff 4 or 5 wins. It's just hopeful. The people that are just, they can't live with the reality of it. This will be a really bad season, but that's all right. It's all right if the Dolphins bottom out. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay. Think Blue Dodgers is waking up now in LA. Good for him. Yeah, it's freaking 740, bro. Yeah. Base Achan rookie is like $3. So time to get in on him. There you go. $3 for Devon Achan. All right. What's his official rookie card? Like, what's his number one rookie card that you got to buy? That's the key. You know what I'm saying? Because when we got the 201s, I remember the first one I bought was not the right one to buy. Okay. And then I think it's Jamie, if I'm off my top of my head. Jamie, right? Jamie gave me the right one. Okay. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked out for us, but doesn't matter. We'll see. But maybe the HN one will. All right. Eric, hello to you, sir. Thank you for joining us as always. All right. So where is Bitcoin? 76,913. And the markets, oh God, we're no longer winning the Super Bowl anymore. The Dow is at 49,953. Bondi rules. Dow is down 55 points, a whole 55 points. Aren't you nervous? By the way, I'm also going to see I Love Boosters today. So I will see 2 debuts, Mandalorian and Goguru, and I Love Boosters. So I will have 2 reviews for you tomorrow on the show. All right. Besides having David Furones also on the show, we will have 2 reviews for you tomorrow. Right. The overrated topic right now at Dolphins Camp is leadership. And the coach Halfley came out and addressed it and said, Malik doesn't have to worry that much about being a leader now. I want him to worry about learning the offense and all those things. Let me explain to you something, folks. And this is also code for, the coach can't really say it like this, but on this show, we will tell you exactly. We will tell you the truth about your sports teams. and where they're at. Right now, no one's a leader except Achan or Sealer or Brooks, the obvious people that have already proven it. Everyone that's unproven, including Malik, they're not leaders. And they're not going to be believed as a leader in May in a stupid, silly OTA. Come on, dude. Off-season trash aerobics. You know, OTAs, you don't get anywhere with off-season trash aerobics. Nobody proves that they're a leader. There's no hitting going on. There's no holding the point. Sorry. Or the edge. I'm sorry. No, there's none of that. Leaders are proven in the heat of the battle. That's when players will follow you. Malik will not be believed or will be a leader at all until he takes the field for the Dolphins in some regular season games and he wins and he overcomes adversity. If he doesn't prove that, he has no chance of being a leader. Leaders aren't made in May or June or July or August. No, football players are made at that time because they have to be in the physical shape to get ready for the season. They have to be in the mental shape to get ready for the season. Strategically, they have to know exactly where they need to be because it is a team game. It's a game where 11 men have to be in sync, and you have to know your role. That's what the preseason is all about. It's acting. It's preparing to take the stage and perform in front of people. But all you're doing right now is practicing. All you're doing right now is simulations. It's not even practice. So when the media is asking about the leaders and all that kind of stuff, this is off-season bullshit fill-in. No leaders will ever develop now. None. It's just not going to happen. It's kind of the way it goes. If you're young, you're unproven. If you haven't had a career yet, nobody will believe in you. So Malik Willis has not an ounce of leadership in him yet because he hasn't proven anything. He can talk the talk like many have in the offseason, like many have at mini camps, like many have at training camp, like many have in the preseason, but it won't mean shit if you don't do it in the regular season. That's where leadership is born. And right now, the guy that they're going to follow, if he says something to them, is Zach Sealer. It's Jordan Brooks. It's the guys that have already done it and done it at a high level. Those are your leaders right now because they're the only proven players in the NFL. Those are the only ones. The few that you have on that team that are proven, like Achan, those people can lead. They can talk. They can tell you to do this, do that, because they've done it and they've had success. You have to listen to those kind of people. So if you're Malik Willis, you're listening to them. They're not listening to you because you haven't done shit compared to Jordan Brooks. Malik Willis isn't shit next to Devon Achan. Malik Willis has not been a top rusher, one of the best rushing averages and all that over an entire season. Malik Willis isn't one of the best quarterbacks over the last 3 years in the NFL. Well, Achan is one of the best running backs in the last 3 years in the NFL. That's proven. That's a fact. That's a leader. It's just like the silly question, who's your number one wide receiver? We're in fucking May. They have no pads on. It's a completely new team. and Chris Bell is injured, and you're asking who's your number one wide receiver, I heard that question. I started laughing. It's the offseason. I just read an article this morning that people are talking about, well, because of Rashee Rice's screw up, he could be trade bait. And I'm sitting there going, trade bait? Who the fuck is trading for Rashee Rice? If anything, Kansas City will go get themselves a receiver, trade for one, A.J. Brown instead, take him away from the Patriots, or Deebo Samuel. But you'll be cutting Rashee Rice. You won't be trading. Nobody's trading for that freaking idiot. And he wants a new deal, which you'd be stupid to give that guy a new contract. And this is off-season filler. Trade Rashee Rice? You're not trading Rashee Rice. All right, Dow's down 91 points. We really have no shot at the title at all. That kind of sucks, I got to tell you. That really sucks. Hey, by the way, just checking in with the, because I remember the first week of the season. It's Jeremy. There it is. It's Jeremy. No, I said Jamie. What's up, Jeremy? Thank you, my brother. He's the one that gave me the Tua card. He says Chrome is super hot, but they don't have the Achane rookie. Prism is the best regular rookie. It's about $30. The downtown Achane rookie is the coolest and very rare, going for $550. He's top notch. He knows all this shit. Thanks for PSA 10, which is the gold standard. PSA is the grading company, which grades a card's condition. A 10 means it's basically perfect gem mint. Wow. All right. Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate you, my brother. Much love. You're the best. But Chad says it was Prism, but Topps getting the license back. I would say Topps Chrome right now, and Topps Chrome has been the talk. There you go. Omar drumming up drama at OTAs. I don't know what drama I don't know what it is. All I know is what I've heard in the press conferences or whatever. And, number one wide receiver or leadership. I was laughing at the number one wide receiver with Furones yesterday, and he kind of chuckled also when I brought it up. But this whole thing with leadership and everything, oh my God, dude. Can you be any more ridiculous? By the way, Welton Rayom, proud sponsors of our program. We love Jeff Welton, Daniel Rayom, 954-966-4646. If you need lawyers that are definitely the best bookend tackles that there are out there. I saw them crush Progressive. They've done great work for a lot of our listeners all over the state, dude, which is really cool. West Coast, here on this side, in South Florida, and the Gold Coast, and Central Florida. We've had listeners all over call, man. Sadly, we wish they didn't, quite honest. When we got hit by those back-to-back storms a couple of years ago, we had several listeners out in the West Coast call Jeff and Dan. That's why I say I wish they didn't, because I wish we didn't have the storms, so you don't have to call. And we are in storm season. June 1st, it starts. You may not need it now, but even if you get a light, I don't know if you realize this, at 40 miles an hour can start to cause roof damage to some homes. So if you notice any brown spots or anything, you call Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom. They send over their adjusters. They find out if you have a leak, and they'll attack the insurance company and get you that roof, man, and get it fixed. Or if you have any damage for any storm that comes in, it doesn't have to be a hurricane. You all know that, where you can have squalls that come in, have some strong winds and a lot of rain, and all of a sudden flooding and all kinds of stuff. Save the number, 954-966-4646. Consultations completely free. All right. For you Dolphin fans out there, for you Miami Heat fans out there, okay? I've got some news. I think news that will interest you and news that will bother you. Some of you, some of us will be just fine with the news, actually. Really, I have no problem with it. So here we go. Jaylen Brown of the Celtics. Things are obviously getting a little crazy over there, and they've talked about breaking up the duo overall. So Brown now is being linked to the Atlanta Hawks and the LA Clippers as a potential trade destination. Alex Goldberg of the Celtics reporter, he says Goldberg notes that the Hawks and Clippers have been floated as possibilities to take on Brown as a third team involved in a bigger trade that would send Giannis Antetokounmpo to the Celtics. How do you like that, some of you Heat fans out there? Me, again, I don't care. I don't want the Giannis trade to happen. I think it's a stupid trade. I think anybody that trades for Giannis is going to regret it because all he's going to do is end up breaking down even more, and his game will not age well. Okay? But they do have another star there in Tatum that can handle the outside stuff, and he handles the inside stuff. That's something that Miami doesn't have. They don't really have that other star like that. So I understand the gamble that they're trying to make on the short term. It's going to be a terrible long term. As for the Heat, Giannis and Bam are not a good match. That's not good because neither one are great shooters, and Bam is not a dog on the offensive end. He's passive on the offensive end. It's not what you need. Bam can't be one of your top two stars. He has to be your third. Sorry, but that's the reality of it. Anyways, the disgruntled Antetokounmpo is widely expected to finally get traded this offseason. Meanwhile, we've been hearing for over a month now that the Celtics could potentially break up the core this summer in order to trade for Antetokounmpo. Brown, 29, former Finals MVP, is at the peak of his value right now. He just enjoyed a career year for Boston, 28.7 points, 6.9 rebounds, 5.1 assists, as his co-star Jason Tatum missed most of the year while recovering from Achilles surgery. The Celtics went on to lose in the first round, blowing a 3-1 lead to the number 7 Philadelphia 76ers, and there's been some chatter over the last couple of weeks that Brown is supposedly frustrated right now in Boston. Both the Clippers, who own the number 5 overall picks in the draft, and the Hawks, who own the number 8 pick, have some connections to Brown. The Clippers are a West Coast team. Brown played college ball at Cal, and also employed former Celtics consultant Jeff Van Gundy as an assistant coach. Meanwhile, the Hawks hit even closer to home for Brown, who is a native of nearby Marietta, Georgia, and has already been linked to Atlanta's area return in years past. Brown is on a massive contract with Boston, owed roughly $183 million over the next 3 seasons. So the only feasible possibility for a trade is if he indeed is included in part of a multi-team Antetokounmpo blockbuster. That said, it now appears there are multiple teams that could make such a possibility happen with the Celtics and Bucks. So what do you think about that? For you desperate Heat fans out there that are sitting there going, well, we got to have Giannis. We got to have Giannis. At least we won't be in the play-in. You know how pathetic it is that Heat fans are at the point, so at least we're not in the play-in. You know you have no shot at winning anything, but it's the idea to win 8 more games or something? Really? I thought the idea was to be a champion. Okay. Because you got no shot at being a champion with Antetokounmpo and Bam. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. This is a shooter's league. Okay? This is a shooter's league where, there's like a 7'12" guy, because he's probably like 8 foot tall or something, Wemby. You see him just like pull up on that 30-footer and just whap. You got to be able to do all of that. Neither one of those guys can shoot. And in fact, Bam, I don't even feel as an efficient player as it is with his offense. They can make that trade, and I'll be rooting for the Heat. But deep down inside, I know how this is going to end. I just know it. It's too freaking obvious, dude. All I have to do is, and another thing, you win with youth in this league. The Utes. Go watch what's going on with San Antonio and OKC. Old players aren't carrying you, bro. Those are young players. Riley still lives in the past, man. You must evolve. You must see what's happening, and you need to adjust. He never had to adjust because his style worked forever. His business style worked forever. Now, the style and the business don't work. Now, you've got to be more of a shooting team. And because of the aprons, you've got to also go seek youth. Because that's the only way you will survive. You cannot buy your big three anymore. You cannot do it. You cannot add Eddie Jones and Brian Grant to a team that was already super loaded. And then after the whole kidney thing and all that, then those people then ended up becoming forefront players. But they were actually added as backups, rotational players, which at that point was ridiculous to add Brian Grant and Eddie Jones as just rotational players. But that's how deep that was. Different era. When you got the big three, different era. That's gone. The rules have eliminated all of that. You must adjust. What do I talk about all the time? It's the best analogy in the world about adjusting. Some of you haven't picked up on that. I'm sorry, but that you can lead a horse to water. Can't make them drink it. Money's dying. Try to tell people that. Here we are. Adjust or die. And Pat Riley refuses to adjust, and he's dying. That's it. And we're dying along with it because it's our team. Jeremy West Bay, you are a stud, sir. Thank you for the generosity. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the shout out. Big old question. Can this major league-esque ragtag group win some games? I'll take Young. You talking about the Marlins? It's money, bro. You can't play money ball without money. Just ask the A's in Tampa Bay. If you want that to be your peak, go for it, man. Have at it, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're hoping for. They're hoping to pull off a season where they just surprise you and all that, and they make a little run, but they're not going to win anything. If you're not willing to compete with the Braves, you're not going to win anything. Oh, by the way, yeah, what happened? They were 5-1, and I was getting all these texts, Jeremy, from all these Marlins fans, all four of them. Hey, well, how about the Marlins? And how come you guys haven't checked in after the 5-1 start? Is it because you're 17 and 27 now? Is that the reason why I'm not getting Talk Marlins? Not that I would have talked Marlins if they were 27 and 17. Don't care. As I told you, I'll talk Marlins when they get to the playoffs, because why am I going to waste my emotion or time when I know what's going to happen. You're not going to do anything, and eventually you'll be trading your best players. That's all. You'll watch that catcher come up, and if he becomes a player, eventually they can't pay him, and he'll leave. And the young pitcher that's kicking ass now, eventually they won't pay him, and he'll leave. And Sandy Alcantara, whenever he figures it out, they'll trade him. I've seen this story before. Why, so that's where I'm at, Jeremy. I laugh at the Marlins. I laugh at the entire situation because it's a joke. You're just ripping people off and you're lying to people. And that's what Bruce Sherman does. He lies. It's a game of money. It just is. And the people that are winning are the ones that buy all the stars. This is the league that Pat Riley should be in. Now that's bringing it full circle. Right there. This is the league that Pat Riley still can compete in. The other one, he doesn't have the patience. He said it himself. If I'm asked to tank and whatever, I'll leave. Well, sorry, my brother, but that's how OKC's there. That's how San Antonio's there. That's how Detroit got up. That's how Houston has gotten up. Please don't use just Philadelphia because they failed. People are going to fail. But plenty are having success, tearing it down and sucking and picking up young players. It's working out for Orlando. They picked up some young players better than the ones you have. Adjust or die. That's all. Adjust or die. And I don't think that the Marlins will adjust. So they're dead already. They don't have the money. The guy that had the money was Moss. That would have given them a competitor's chance because Moss is crazy and he'll spend. Look what he's doing in the MLS. He outspends everybody by miles. It's not even close. He outspends everybody from day one till now. Nobody spends more than the Moss brothers in the MLS. That's when we would have had a chance. Maybe I got an idea. Why doesn't Mickey and Riley change places with Bruce? Bruce is great at tanking, perfect for the NBA. Riley likes to just buy free agents, perfect for Major League Baseball. That's the trade right now that we need to make in South Florida to turn things around. Yeah. Because Bruce that's the only way to compete is by tanking, getting in the lottery and getting the young players. And then you have your own guys and you're within the cap and you don't have to pass aprons. Cheap ass Sherman loves that he doesn't have to pass aprons and pay taxes because he's cheap. So it keeps him under. Mickey will pay a tax if you guarantee him that he's going to win. So Riley will buy the right players and win, and then that's it. And we fixed the problem. One that can adjust to the current system, let's put him in an old system, the one he recognizes. The one that doesn't have the money to compete in the current system, let's put him in the tanking system because he's a tanker. There you go. Tanks for the memories. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. And you can visit our friends at Toyota of Hollywood. And they are at 1841 North State Road 7, right between Sheridan and Hollywood. And go out there, see Herbie Lopez. Tell them that Big O sent you. They'll take care of you right on 441, that is, between Hollywood and Sheridan. And they are open till midnight, folks. midnight. That's ridiculous when you're open till midnight. That's because they understand that a lot of you are working during the day, and you just can't take a day off to go buy a car, a half a day off to go buy a car. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So you want to go somewhere where you also have a large selection. You don't want to end up in a place where they've got like 4 Camrys. No, you want to go somewhere where they've got like 50, 60, 75 Camrys. And they've got the Camry hybrid or the regular Camry. Or if you're looking for one with a hatchback, you know, whatever it is that you're looking for, that's the idea, folks. You're looking for an SUV. You're looking for a Prius. You're looking for a Supra. You're looking for a Corolla. Herbie has the largest selection out there. Over 1,200 new vehicles, over 2,000 when you add the certified pre-owned vehicles. So go explore it. Go to the website. Go visit our friends at Toyota of Hollywood. Tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you there at Toyota of Hollywood. My Lakers overachieve like a MF this year, and we need Utes. Yeah, your Lakers did great. Great. They were phenomenal. And any fan with a brain would say the same thing. They overachieved, but they need Utes. You got to have Utes. In this game now, you got to have youth. And somehow or another, the Heat haven't figured that shit out. It's crazy, but they haven't figured it out. I don't really get it, to be quite honest. No offense, Big O, but the same you don't talk about the Marlins could be applied to the Finns. They haven't won crap. Yeah, but they try, Jay. They try. They spend money. They constantly change coaches and GMs. They're trying. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can ask. The Marlins do not try. They spend no money. They don't keep a core around. Miami will spend, dude. They buy the wrong people sometimes. They let the wrong people go all the time, but they spend. Maybe you shouldn't have spent on Tyreek Hill. Maybe you shouldn't have extended Tua, but would Sherman ever do that? That's your question, Jay. Will Sherman ever sign people? Will Sherman ever make a real effort? No. So why am I going to make an effort? You understand? Or you don't understand? Okay. All right. You want to meet me halfway? You got to try. So I'm going to know, are you married, Jay? Does your wife meet you halfway? I'm just wondering. Or do you just like kiss her ass the entire time, run all the errands, take orders, and it's just a one-way relationship? Or is it a two-way relationship? I'm just wondering. You know what I'm saying? So at least the Marlins won when they had an owner. Okay? All right? That was Huizenga and Dombrowski. Again, Jay, my brother, listen, man, if you don't have an education on what's going on here, you know what I'm saying? Dombrowski built both championship teams. The 2003 was built in 97. When they acquired Lowe and Lee and Castillo and Beckett and Burnett and, God, who else? There's so many. They only acquired Pudge, Redmond, Urbina, and the reliever. I'm trying to remember the reliever. No, Urbina was the reliever. There's one more guy. Well, Pierre. 4 guys. The rest was Dombrowski's guys. Miguel Cabrera, all that. That's all Dombrowski. He got them all in the fire sale. That's when they won, my brother. When they had Dombrowski and Huizenga. And Loria benefited from that. Just to give you a little education, because, you know, obviously you really don't know Marlin history. And you actually don't even know what the fuck is going on right now as it is. Okay? So chill out, bro. Relax. You know, when you don't know what you're talking about, chill out. All right. So the last owner got lucky with the 2003 championship that they left him all those guys. And obviously he did nothing after that because he could not build on his own. And then this guy's even worse because he doesn't even sign people to big contracts that are backloaded. He can't even do that. Laurie at least signed some guys backloaded so he can pay the couple of cheap years and then trade them. Did you know that too, Jay? That he backloaded contracts so you didn't have to pay them? Did you know that too, Jay? Yeah, you probably don't. You know, if you're going to play on this court here, you got to bring it, bro. You got to bring it. Anyway, any road games no, I'm not doing anything Dolphins for years to come, dude. I will not go to training camp again, ever again. I will not go to mini camps again. I will not go to any Dolphin road games again until they put back-to-back seasons where they win playoff games. Listen to me, back-to-back seasons. And then in the third season, I will invest money and time and stuff like that. I will never, ever. I only did Madrid last year because it was Madrid. The only thing I will travel for is for the Canes now. I'm not traveling for the Dolphins anymore. They've got to win now in order for me to invest my time. And I'm certainly not going to mini camp and sitting there and sweating, or I'm not going to training camp and sweating for these bums. When they win, then, that's why I've cut back all the coverage on the Dolphins. That's why we're going to turn it up on the Canes. You get what you deserve. You know what I'm saying? The Dolphins are trying, but they're complete buffoons until proven otherwise. That's all I can tell you. As for the Marlins, they're just a piece of shit. They don't even try. They just lie to people and steal money. That's what they do. So I don't have time for the Marlins. I just laugh at people that fall for this shit. That's all. Let's see. Yeah. You know what? That's a very good one for Jay.
Blind ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind ass fan coming through.
That's a great one right there. Big O, it's only been 50 years or so since the Dolphin management to realize that you need big physical players in trenches to build the proper competitive team. Sadly, let's hope it changes now. Let's hope. Would be nice, man. Would be really nice if it finally changes. That would be really cool if that could happen. We all need it in a big time way. Let's see what else we got going on in the world of sports. Oh, you know what? Let me do music. Music. All right. We start off with birthdays today. Let's go with birthdays in music history. We start off with musicians born on this date of May 21st. Gautier. One song, but that's all you need, right? You can't ever laugh at a one-hit wonder because it's one hit more than you and I will ever have. Gautier, the Belgian-born Australian multi-instrumentalist and singer, songwriter, Wouter de Bakker, known professionally as Gautier, his 2012, it's already 2012, the Somebody I Used to Know song. Wow. Dude, it's been 14 years since that song. I love that song. Great song. And it topped the charts in the US, UK, Australia, as well as 23 other national charts. And a pretty cool video with them like blending into the wallpaper. That was good. Let's see who else is celebrating birthdays today. Rest in peace. The Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, a.k.a. Christopher G. Wallace, scored the 97 U.S. #1 single, Hypnotized. He was gunned down on the streets of Los Angeles on March 9th, 97, at the age of 24. Ridiculous. Anyway. Martin Blunt, hope he smokes one, was born in 64, bassist with the indie rock band The Charlatans. Let's see who else is celebrating birthdays. Kevin Shields, singer, songwriter with My Bloody Valentine. He's a vocalist and guitarist, born in 63. Tim Lever with the band Dead or Alive, born in 63. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Stan Lynch, American musician, songwriter, record producer, and the original drummer for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Born in 55, by the way. Leo Sayer, he of the high-pitched voice, the British-born singer, born in 1948. When I Need You. Let's see who else celebrating birthdays today. John Dalton, one of the members of the Kinks, bass guitarist, born in 1943. Hilton Valentine, original guitarist with the Animals, born in 1943. Ronald Isley from the Isley Brothers, come on, baby, born in 1941. And that is it for musicians. Now we move over to famous people born on this date. Remember, if I don't give you an age, that means sadly they have passed away. King Philip II of Spain, born in 1527. Actor Raymond Burr, born in 1917. Football Hall of Fame member Ara Parseghian, born in 1923. Baseball Hall of Fame member Bobby Cox, just passed away, born in 1941. U.S. Senator, comedian, Al Franken, born in 1951. He is 75. I pity the fool, Mr. T, born in 52. He is 74. Actor Judge Reinhold, born in 57. He's 69. Man, that fourth Axel Foley Beverly Hills Cop, that thing was terrible. You know, why mess with the first three? Even the third one was acceptable. It had its moments, had a babe in it and everything, but the fourth one was just, what a complete money grab. Actor, filmmaker Nick Cassavetes, born in 59. He's 67. Why is Jeffrey Dahmer on this list? Actress Lisa Edelstein, born in 66. My year, she's 60. I'm getting closer to the big 6-0. Let's see who else is celebrating birthdays. Musician Cody Johnson, born in 87. He is 39. Actor Sarah Ramos, born in 91. She's 35. Olympic diver Tom Daly, born in 94. He's 32. NFL quarterback Josh Allen, born in 96. He's 30. And that is it for birthdays on May 21st. Now we move over to music history. What happened today in music history on May 21st? We start off in 69, where John Lennon and Yoko Ono's infamous 10-day bed-in for peace began at a Montreal hotel. In 71, Ram, Paul McCartney's second solo album, was released. It wasn't very good at the beginning. Unlike McCartney's first solo album, it was not a one-man band affair. Contributing musicians included David Spinoza and Hugh McCracken. That one didn't do as well. And then it took off in the third album, actually. First and then third. The second one was kind of like a valley for him in a way, and he was like freaking out. And then people then appreciated Ram years later, but it didn't have the commercial success that the first one and then the third one on had. In 77, Stevie Wonder started a 3-week run at #1 on the U.S. singles charts with his tribute to Duke Ellington, Sir Duke. Ba-na-na-na, dun, 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 dun. His 6th U.S. #1. Let's see. I nailed it, right? Didn't I nail the horn? It was right on target, right? I mean, I could replace the song. Why? Just use my voice as the horn, and it'll sound exactly like Sir Duke. Love that effing song. Love that effing song. Every time that song comes on, I can just like crank it to number 11 because my amplifier goes to 11. In 80, Joe Strummer of The Clash was arrested in Hamburg, Germany after a concert during which a melee broke out between the band and the audience. Strummer reportedly struck one fan over the head with his guitar. He was released after an alcohol test proved negative. No, he's just crazy. He wasn't drunk. In 83, Little Red Corvette went to number 6 in the U.S., giving Prince his first top 10 hit on the Hot 100. The video was one of the first by a black artist to go into hot rotation on MTV. And one of the reasons why it was in hot rotation, did anybody see the Michael Jackson movie? Not going to say anymore. Not going to say. You want to pick up a nugget, you got to work at it. But I don't want to ruin it for people because the Michael Jackson movie is still out and people haven't seen it, and it's terrific. You should watch it. Let's see, what else do we have here? In 96, Soundgarden released their 5th studio album, Down on the Upside. It features the singles Pretty Noose, Burden in My Hand, Blow Up the Outside World. In 96, the Wallflowers released their 2nd studio album, Bringing Down the Horse. It features the singles With One Headline and my favorite song in the album, 6th Avenue Heartache. That's actually my favorite Wallflowers song, 6th Avenue Heartache. I think that's such a terrific song. If you don't know it, go look it up. Really good song. The Difference and 3 Marlenas. In 97, Radiohead, terrific band, released their 3rd studio album, OK Computer. It features Paranoid Android, Karma Police, Lucky, No Surprise, and Let Down. In 2002, Boxcar Racer released their self-titled debut album, Boxcar Racer, and it features the singles I Feel So and There Is. In 2010, Stone Temple Pilots released their 6th studio album, a self-titled affair. It was the final release with the full original lineup. In 2010, on this date, U2's lead singer Bono had emergency spinal surgery after suffering an injury while preparing for tour dates. In 2011, the phenomenal Adele went to #1 on the U.S. singles charts with Rolling in the Deep, taken from her 2nd studio album, 21. The video to the song was nominated for 7 MTV Music Award nominations. Rolling in the Deep was also the Billboard year-end Hot 100 #1 single of 2011. And in February of 2012, Rolling in the Deep received 3 Grammy Awards for Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Short Form Music Video. She's phenomenal. Although her last album is not close to that album. Just an opinion. Not even close. It's decent, but it's not even close. In 2018, the Hootie and the Blowfish album Cracked Rear View was certified, selling 21 million copies in the U.S., overtaking Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction as the top-selling debut album of all time in that country. I did not know that Hootie and the Blowfish album Cracked Rear View was certified 21 million copies, and it passed Guns N' Roses in 2018. You would have stumped me In fact, I would have said, you're an idiot. Get the hell out of here with that. Stop lying to me. Fake news. That's fake news. No way. Ain't no stinking way that that's happening. No stinking way. Crazy. Okay. In 2021, Allison Russell released her debut solo album, Outside Child, and it features the singles Night Flyer, Persephone, and The Runner. Have no idea who Allison Russell is. Okay? None whatsoever. None. Let me see if there's any birthdays here that I missed on the other list. Well, I didn't miss. It just maybe wasn't on that list. Havoc of Mobb Deep is 52 today. I don't know who Havoc is, but I know Mobb Deep. Wouldn't know the people in the band from Mobb Deep. But there you go. Max B is 48. Don't know who he is. But anybody who's named Max B, that's kind of cool. So I'm going to give you a little love there. And that's what happened today in music history. All right. There we go. Thank you all out there. Don't forget to visit our friends at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. And they've got the 18th anniversary sale going on right now. The 2026 Integra, $239 a month. They'll waive your first payment up to $450. They've got the ADX 2026, $289 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. The RDX, $399, 3.9% financing for 60 months. And the MDX 2026 model, $499 a month. They void your first payment up to $1,000. Check it out. There you go. That's our friends at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right. Big O wishful thinking, but now that the prodigal son, Miami boy, has returned, hopefully one day Bezos might think about buying the Marlins. Wouldn't that be great? That would be nice. Would be nice to have a real owner. Then I can actually follow the Marlins because they would actually make a commitment. Was hoping you wanted me to drop King Philip's age. Ross isn't afraid to spend money. He just has zero clue how to run a successful football team. Exactly. He's terrible and a detriment to any sports team. That is 100% right. But he does spend. You know, Wayne spent money. I can't fault them. They all failed. They tried. They brought Parcells in. They brought Saban in. They brought Jimmy in. Everybody's failed, dude. Everybody's failed. But it's not from a lack of trying. That's all. It just isn't. They try. They just don't know what the hell they're doing. But the baseball team does not even try. There's no effort there. And I'm not making one. But that's why I just wanted to ask because, you know, after the 5-1 start, like everybody disappeared after 17-27. But don't worry, folks. You'll be back because this is baseball. They have 162 games. And the Marlins, I guarantee you, will have a 6, 7, 8, 9-game winning streak. And those of you out there that disappeared and went under rocks, you'll come out and say, oh, what do you think now? And then they'll lose 15 of the next 45 and go 15-30, and then it'll all balance out again. That's kind of the way baseball is, especially for teams like that. But baseball's like that. You'll have some streaks, and then you'll go into the shitter like they are now, where you're losing most of your series. You'll lose 2 of 3 because that's kind of the way it goes. In 162 games, bad teams will win a third of their games because it's baseball. So you'll win a third of your games. Whatever, 162, separate that into 3. That's your number right there. That on average, a bad team's going to win that at least. And then they'll add a few more games. Whatever. It's really simple math, but apparently, I guess unless you're just a seam head that you love the game, but don't try to make a case for the Marlins, because then that makes you look dumb. Because there's no case to be made for the Marlins ever. Because you don't spend, you don't win. That's just kind of the way it goes. Let's see. Montreal Canadiens versus Carolina. Yes. Game 1 tonight. Yes. Yes, sir. Should be a lot of fun. Wemby is the next NBA MVP. He is absolutely crazy. Big O, take this at face value because it's Omar Kelly, but he reported last night that he saw a video of Tua throwing and says his arm looks worse than last year. I saw some videos and his arm looked actually pretty good. Yeah. He was accurate, all that. I actually noticed that Penix was kind of throwing wide and stuff like that, but Penix also cannot be 100% healthy with that knee. There's no way. So he doesn't have the kind of base that he needs yet. He shouldn't even be judged right now. It's just a miracle. He's probably out there pushing it a little bit just because Tua's out there, but it doesn't matter to me. I don't really care. Baseball is like the stock market. Short-term volatility is just noise. It only counts in the long term. Exactly. Yeah. And the Mets sucking this season is a perfect example of the Dolphins. Two teams that will spend but don't know how to spend. Don't know how to put all the right things together. Front office, coaches, or managers, and players. And that's been our problem. We just can't put the right combination. And I told you already, it's because we don't have the right general manager. It's the right general manager is what you need for everything in sports, pretty much. Unless you have that coach that can do it all, like a Joe Gibbs or something like that. And if you have that guy, then okay, all right, you can get away with it because the guy is multifaceted and he can help you out. But if he's not that, you need a great GM, man. You need it badly. Yeah. Nice shirt, oh. Rock you like her. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, this is Blackout, which is the album before Love at First Sting, right? I believe it's Love at First Sting, the one with Rock You Like a Hurricane. This is actually the better album. I'm just going to be honest. Blackout is the best Scorpions album ever, period. End of story. There is no better album for the Scorpions than Blackout. And I love Drive. I love at First Sting. They've got a bunch of really good albums, but Blackout is a masterpiece. Masterpiece, dude. Oh, man. So good. So good. Perfect analogy, Big O, about the Mets and the Dolphins. Yeah, that's what we are. The Mets and the Dolphins are two franchises that have the money and they'll spend, but they just don't know what the hell they're doing. That's all. It's pretty simple. Nothing wrong with it. Big O, my group is thinking Vikings, Vegas, and Niners for road games. Well, Vegas for sure. And go see Miles Deep. He's out there having fun. I don't know about Minnesota. San Francisco is a fantastic now it's kind of gone to shit. But you can still go to San Francisco and have a great time. It's a beautiful city. Just don't walk around certain streets. That's all. Don't hang around the Tenderloin. You know what I'm saying? I think Haight-Ashbury's gotten kind of Haight-Ashbury's not what it was when I was there in the 90s. I think it's gotten kind of worse. So some of you that are out there, you can tell me. But I don't know about Minnesota as a road trip, my friend. You know what I'm saying? Well, what's the Dolphins schedule? Let me see. Let me explore the Dolphins schedule for you. Let me do a little sightseeing for you here. Let me see what happens. Okay. Let's put it in the machine here. Let me see. Let me see if I can pick something better than Minnesota, than Minnesoters for you, because Minnesota just looks like it's too effing cold, and I don't know about that one. Unless you're hooked, unless you got something there. All right, let's see. Washington's not bad, dude. Oh, wait, that's a preseason game. My bad. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me do it here. Even better. Okay, now we got it. Vegas for sure. San Francisco, they're kind of close to each other, so that's awesome. Oh, dude, the Jets. You got a chance to win. You got the MetLife takeover. It's like 1,500 people. You'll have a big get-together of Dolphin fans in the Niners or the Raiders. So I would do the Jets over the Vikings, dude, and you can enjoy New York. I would do that for sure. Denver is actually cool. I'd rather go to Denver than Minnesota. That's just me. I do the Jets, bro. I wouldn't do Minnesota. I do the Jets. And I'm a jealous son of a bitch because you get to do the MetLife takeover. I would do that, man. I would do that. And send us something in the pregame show from the MetLife takeover. Okay. What else do we have here? We went to Washington in 2023. Yeah, I mean, Washington's a great place to visit, dude. I love Washington. Big O, I'm officially drunk. I'm seeing two of you. That's not good for the world. Terrible for my wife. But confusing for you. Pick the one in the middle. That's what I would say. Miles Deep says, I'm saying Vegas because you can see our Cuban brother Mendoza against the Finns. Vegas is an automatic, Miles Deep. You got to go to Vegas, bro. Are you kidding me? But see, I'm biased. I love Vegas. I love going to Vegas. I have a blast in Vegas. Okay. I heard that they're kind of, price gouging out there, but overall, I love that place, dude. I have there's so much to do in Vegas. Yeah. Yes, Big O, Arsenal winning the league after 22 years. How you feeling? Great. Yesterday we did it, and we could do it again. We could give them the victory cigar. I love it, bro. Got my Arsenal winning. I got Inter winning the MLS Cup last year. Now I got Arsenal winning. Hopefully, Inter can win the cup again. Won't be easy, but they got a shot. So yeah, I love it, dude. When Arsenal, Barcelona, or Inter do well, I'm a happy camper, man. I'm a big-time happy camper. So yeah, good stuff. Let me see, what else do I have here? I think I am done, folks. To be quite honest, I am done. Do you have any questions? Send it in. If you got any questions, Dolphins, Panthers, Heat, Marlins, Canes, life, Bitcoin, politics, music, whatever. Okay? I'm an expert in none of it, but I'll answer it. I know nothing about any of those subjects, but I'll answer it. So send them in. 2 Big O's in stereo gives you even better financial advice. There we go. I like that. What else? Big O. Chill wants to sponsor you for the segment now. Acts of forgiveness. LOL, Jimmy Johnson. Oh, man. What else? That's it? All right. Appreciate you all out there. Yes, Inter is Inter Miami, not the other Inter. You know that they hate to be called Inter over there? They don't like to be called the Inter over there at Inter Miami. Just so you know. But Inter is playing a game on Sunday. And Inter is in the middle of a, brouhaha with the supporters. Just so you know, Inter's problems out there. Big O, can I tell you, I just found out recently that Sting was the voice singing I Want... No use. Are you young? Really? And I fell out of my chair. One of the coolest cameos in rock history. Yeah, dude, that was Sting. Of course. Did you know that it was Michael Jackson singing "Who Can It Be Now" inside the song for Barry's son? What was his name? That he only had one hit. That guy. Not Who Can It Be Now. It's what's the name of that song? God, forgot his name. But yeah, sometimes there's some cameos. Bryan Adams did a cameo in the Glass Tiger. Don't forget me when I'm gone. Yeah, sometimes you get a little cameo here and there, for sure. Pat Nashville says, just saw Sting on Monday night. Couldn't sell out an amphitheater. Sad. He, it's his solo music is all right, but it's not the Police music. And he never made music like he made with the Police. And yes, he's a genius in writing music, but those guys were geniuses in their own right. Stuart Copeland is one of the great drummers out there of all time, dude. Doesn't get enough credit how great he is. It's one of those things that there was no, you could explore a solo career, but this whole thing, how he just shitted on the Police and just broke off. Yeah. Your music was never better. Look at Natalie Merchant. Her solo stuff was all right, but it was never better than it was with 10,000 Maniacs. Sometimes you gotta know your place, If you can break out and have a monster solo career, that you're Justin Timberlake and you break away from the boy band, okay, that's different. When you're Michael Jackson and you break away from the Jacksons, that's completely different. But when you're Sting or Natalie Merchant and you break away from your bands and your music is not nearly as good, look at Peter Gabriel. Genesis Peter Gabriel is, it's all right. It's nothing special. Genesis, when Phil Collins took over, that's elite. Now, put it this way, Genesis with Peter Gabriel never make it to the Hall of Fame. Ever. They can buy tickets to go see it if they want, like I do. But with Phil Collins, they were first ballot Hall of Famers. Not they were going to make it to the Hall of Fame. No. They were first ballot Hall of Famers is what they are. Whether they made it or not, I don't care. But Genesis is a first ballot type of with Phil Collins. Now, when Peter Gabriel left Genesis, his solo music is the one album of the So album is better than the entire catalog of Genesis with Peter Gabriel as a lead singer. Just that one. I don't need to go to Salisbury Hill. I don't need to go there. I don't need to go to Games Without Frontiers. I don't need to go to any of his other music. I just get the So album and put it right there with anything that Genesis with Peter Gabriel, and it's dog shit next to it. So that's the thing, that sometimes these people, they break away and then they're not as good as they were collective. And those are the people that should have the common sense to keep the collective going. You know, Stevie Nicks had a monster solo career, a Hall of Fame solo career. She still kept the Fleetwood Mac thing going. It was more Lindsey Buckingham creating more problems than anybody else, actually, if we're going to be honest. I had to see Fleetwood Mac twice, 2 different tours without Lindsey, because he did the album but didn't do the tour. And it's like, you know, crazy shit. Anyways. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Yes, that's it. That's it. It's it was like a one-name guy. I forgot the kid's name. He only had 1 hit, which is better, but of course he had Barry as his dad, and Barry knew Michael, so Michael did him the favor. And God, what was his? It's just a one name. He's a one-hit wonder, and it's a brain fart. Rockwell. Thank you, Jay Bird. Thank you. Jesus. It would have come to me later on in the afternoon. Rockwell, yes. Damn it. Genesis with Gabriel was a prog rock band. With Collins, it was a pop band, different styles. It wasn't great. It wasn't great prog, dude. It's not Yes. It's not ELP. It was all right. It was People don't jam Genesis, Peter Gabriel. They don't. Now they'll jam, I seen all good people. You know, they'll still jam Roundabout. They'll still jam anything and everything, yes. Nobody jams Peter Gabriel and Genesis. Nobody. That's like deep prog, and it's all right. It's all right. But Genesis with Phil Collins it's not even close, dude. It's not even close. Just like Peter Gabriel's solo, it's not even close to that Genesis. And that's my opinion. You know, I mean, the history says it itself. People don't go back to that Genesis at all. It's not something that's played in stations and things like that ever. It's like a forgotten part. It's like early Fleetwood Mac, which with Peter Green and all that, I would actually say it's better than early Genesis. And still, once Stevie and Lindsey took over, Fleetwood Mac went to a completely another level, dude. You know? And I like the Peter Green Fleetwood Mac, the early Fleetwood Mac. I do enjoy it more than I do early Genesis. Early Genesis for me is meh. Nothing. Took me 5 minutes to type that, and I'm drunk. There you go, Scott. You got talent, bro. I've been playing guitar since I was 13 years old. I'm 44 now, and I wanted to ask you, who, in your opinion, is the most underrated guitarist ever in your eyes? Shit. That's a hard question, because I have many answers. Lindsey Buckingham, Bono, Edge. I think Edge is not appreciated enough. I really don't. His creativeness with the guitar, he may not pick like Yngwie Malmsteen or Eddie Van Halen or all that they can just pick so quickly and all that, but he is so underrated, and I think Lindsey Buckingham is ridiculously underrated. Every time they replace him on every tour, it's with 2 guitarists. Every time. They have to replace him on tour, they replace him with 2 people. That tells you who Lindsey Buckingham is. And if you ever watch Lindsey Buckingham live, I've seen him solo. He'll do some solo stuff in the middle of it and no picks, and he's flying, dude. He's a awesome guitarist, and he doesn't get enough credit. Rockwell with MJ sounds like a great Thriller Part 2. I'm trying to think of a couple of other underrated guitarists that don't get enough credit. Let me think. But those are two that come off the top of my head that I would say they don't get enough credit for how good they are, how great they are, actually. Oh, you know who also doesn't get credit? And I've seen him live, and he doesn't do it in the last 20 years, 25 years. He doesn't do it. But if you go back to the 80s, Spider, Neil Girardo from Pat Benatar, not only is he an exceptional songwriter, but that dude can wail, bro. And in his early days with Benatar, he would have a little solo here and there, and he would show you who's who. Let me tell you another guy that I never knew about until he joined Yes. Trevor Rabin. Saw him live twice for the 90125 tour and the Big Generator tour. And I had no idea who the hell Trevor Rabin was, where he came from, whatever. I saw that mother effer live, and let me tell you something. That guy can play. That guy can play. Okay? Gary Moore gets the credit from real people that follow rock and roll and music. But I think the general public doesn't put Gary Moore, the Irishman, maybe where he belongs in the top 5. Because everybody's going to talk about Van Halen, and they're going to talk about they're going to talk about the obvious people. Gary Moore is never the obvious, and he should be the obvious. Gary Moore is one of those guys that hardcore rockers got to know, End of the World, all that kind of stuff, and then got into his catalog and rock and blues. And he is one of the 5 greatest guitarists, I think, on the planet ever. And the Irishman doesn't get enough love. So there's a couple of guys that, as I start to think, there's a lot of them, man. There's a lot of guitarists that are amazing songwriters, and sometimes they pick the genre that they aren't necessarily getting the credit. Warren Cucurello for Missing Persons, he also played on Frank Zappa's band. He's a phenomenal guitarist. Nobody will ever talk about Warren Cucurello. Nobody. You know what I mean? Not that I'm going to put him up there, but he's like one of those guys that also doesn't get a lot of credit, and he is a hell of a guitarist. There's a lot of those kind of guys, man. There's a lot of those kind of guys. Nuno Betancourt is a guy that everybody knows that's, into it. But that's a really interesting topic that we can go into so many avenues and so many different directions with it, because there's a lot of artists that sometimes they just get overlooked and underappreciated. Gary Moore is one of them. Gary Moore did not get enough love. No. He did not get enough love. Yeah. I don't even know, is Gary Moore in the Hall of Fame? I wonder. I doubt it, right? I doubt it. And like I just told you, he's one of the greatest guitarists of all time. Just go look at Gary Moore's shows. They're on YouTube. I do it every once in a while. I'll go watch a Gary Moore concert because I love Gary Moore, dude. And watching him live, the problem is he wasn't a pretty individual. He didn't have like a ton of flair to him. He didn't dress with any kind of, like Jimi Hendrix looked the part and was the part. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Van Halen looked the part and was the part. Gary Moore never looked the part. I'll tell you that. That's maybe something that might have hurt. Richie Blackmore. Oh my God. Poof. Yes. Kim Thale from Soundgarden, another one. Fantastic. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And there's a lot of guys like that. Alex Lifeson, from Rush. You're talking about a phenomenal songwriter and a phenomenal artist. Niles Rodgers, I'm not going to say is the greatest guitarist or anything. What I am going to say is Niles Rodgers is one of the 3 greatest musicians and songwriters of all time. Period. End of story. And there's no discussion here, by the way. You're not going to find three people that are better musicians / songwriters in the history of music than Nile Rodgers. Yeah, definitely. One of the three greatest. He's written so much for so many people. He's made so many hits for everybody, dude. From David Bowie to Pharrell. It's stupid what he's done. Yeah, he's at another level. There are very few people that are at his level. Yes, R.I.P. Gary. Yes, no longer with us. Adrian Belew. Yes, definitely. It's a lot. I don't know if I would put Joan Jett as a great musician, a great guitarist. I would definitely put her as a terrific songwriter. That's for sure. For sure. But I wouldn't put her, put it this way, I wouldn't put her as a guitarist, I wouldn't put her in the Ornthani level. I wouldn't put her with my girl over here, Nita Strauss. Nita Strauss is one badass guitarist. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, as a songwriter, obviously she's a goddess. There's no doubt about that. All right. That was a fun little conversation. Remember, folks, smash the like button whenever you get a chance. Whenever you watch any shows, any rants, any interviews, please smash the like button. That really helps out the platform. Appreciate all of you for tuning in. As always, we'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big